Oh, it's bumpy. Whew. Ah. Hello. So in the last couple of weeks, I've put probably 500 miles on BenJee, and she is running really, really good. Smooth as glass on the highway, and just seems to be very dependable. So I'm happy with it. So I think it's time that we get out and stretch her legs a little bit, do a little bit of exploration. And today I thought, well, maybe I would just go out on a bit of a blustery Sunday and explore the Kootenai River, bring you guys along. So those of you that don't know, the Kootenai River is a major tributary to the Columbia River Basin. Extends all the way up into Canada, comes down through Montana, into Idaho, and then back up into Canada again, where it eventually goes into the Columbia River Basin. We're not at the headwaters of the Kootenai by any means, because like I say, that starts up in Canada, and we're in northwest Montana. But just upstream from where I am currently, about 5-6 miles, is the Libby Dam, an extremely large concrete gravity dam that holds back about 90 miles of reservoir. So let's just go for a little ride. I'll take you up by the dam. We'll explore some of the sites and experience this absolutely gorgeous part of northwest Montana, and something that's very close to my heart because this is where I grew up. I spent basically the first 16 years of my life living on the Kootenai River, and some of the best memories of my life were had here. So let's get BenJee pointed upstream, and we'll go check out the Kootenai River, Lake Koocanusa, and some of the sites, and let's experience it all from a little piece of Americana that we call a CJ5. Aren't Jeeps just made for this? Seeing the outdoors unobstructed? Yeah, you bet they are. All right, here we go. Let's go, BenJee. It is rough down here. Whew, it's all rock. Whew. So we are now off of Highway 37 and on the Forest Development Road, as they call it. So this road runs basically along the west boundary of Lake Koocanusa north, almost to the Canadian border, basically ending at the small community of West Kootenai, which is largely an Amish community. Why is it called the Forest Development Road, you might ask? Well, this is we'll call it kind of the eastern boundary of a very large portion of land that is nearly 100% national forest, meaning it's managed by the U.S. Forest Service. Public land, which is very cool. If that's why they named this the Forest Development Road, I don't know. It was constructed when the dam was being built. On the opposing side of the river and the reservoir from where I'm at right now is Highway 37, which is the main highway and thoroughfare all the way to the town of Eureka to the north. and ultimately up to Canada. Well, basically it eventually intersects with Highway 93, which will then take you into Canada, or farther east from there to Kalispell and Whitefish. So anyway, that's where we're at now. And behold, our beautiful Libby Dam. We're going to continue on up here above the dam, and I'm going to take you to a vista or a viewpoint that looks down on the dam. It's gorgeous. Let's take a look. Darn it anyway. So I've actually had the privilege of being asked to film some different events up here at the dam, and was granted access to fly my drone here at one time. So I do have some footage. I'll probably pop that into this video at some point so you guys can see what this baby looks like from the air. But this vantage point is almost as good. Check this out. Yeah, one little majesty. There's a eagle soaring around. I love it. So down here below us is the visitor center. Excuse me, visitor center. If you make it up here to Libby Dam, you can go into the visitor center and you know, do things that visitor centers allow you to do. You know, buy merchandise, talk to what we'll call rangers, I guess, people that are up here working for the Corps of Engineers. And you can even take a tour of the dam, which is really cool. Well, I'm assuming since they've got a blue room up here, the old condo crapper, that the men's restroom probably is locked and not functioning. But we'll walk on down here. Everything's concrete. The kind of trivia on the dam is interesting, in that the statistics state that they used enough concrete in this dam to pave a 4-lane interstate from, I don't know, from here to Washington, D.C., basically. I think is what they said. I'll have to check my stats on that. Oh, bye, cracky. Knock, knock. Yep, yep. There's a little bit more of a vista from the women's restroom side. Let's walk down there. Man, the weather is really changing. Like I said, it is blustery today, but the wind's really kicking up. It's getting dark. And I don't know, I might have to cut this a little short. If you want to use the women's restroom, you can stand right here. Get a pretty good vista of the dam. Not as good as from up above, but yeah, it's pretty good. Again, the dam's over 300 feet tall, 350x. Man, I don't have my stats on me right now, but the water behind it, 90 miles long. The reservoir backs up all the way into Canada. So, you might have heard me say Koocanusa. Koocanusa. That's the name of the reservoir. So it's largely referred to as Lake Koocanusa, but it's not a lake, really. According to Hoyle, lakes are natural bodies of water. Reservoirs are man-made. So you could say this is Reservoir Koocanusa, but it's referred to as Lake Koocanusa around here. So what the heck does Koocanusa stand for? What does it mean? It sounds kind of like a native term, like it might maybe mean something in native language. I don't know. Actually, I do know. It doesn't have any reference to any Native American word or language. Koocanusa is in a sense, an acronym, but it's a combination of several things. It's a combination of Kootenai, for the Kootenai tribe, the Kootenai Indian tribe, that called this drainage and this whole area home for thousands of years. Koocan stands for Canada, and USA for USA. So Koocanusa, Koocan USA. That's how you spell Koocanusa. And basically it's the treaty that was formed between the Kootenai tribe, the Canadians, and the United States to form this reservoir. So there you go, Koocanusa. The more you know. All right, like I say, it's getting a little blustery. Wind is whipping across the reservoir. We'll take a little ride up here. I've got another vantage point up here we'll take a look at, and bring you guys along for the ride here. Man, it is really picking up here. The wind is starting to howl. I'm in a Jeep with no top. Now, the bikini top might be in there somewhere. Hey, just wanted to show you this real quick. Check it out. You can see that right down in there. You know, growing up, we called those the floating docks. Why did we call them the floating docks? I mean, docks that don't float are just kind of anchors, right? We called those the floating docks because before the larger, kind of more square protruding portion of the swimming area was built, there was just kind of a more simple dock structure down there. We call them floating because they're made out of concrete, but yet they float. And the reason is there's some buoyancy underneath the concrete that allows it to move up and down with the level of the reservoir. Something the Corps of Engineers built when they built this entire recreational area and visitor center around the dam. Man, the wind is just starting to howl. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, recreational area. If you're ever going to visit Libby Dam during the summer, come and spend some time down there. There's picnic areas, there's places for your kids to swim. You can dock your boat there. Great place to recreate. So there you go. This area is referred to as Seuss Gulch, just in case you need to know, Seuss Gulch. Yeah, I'm going to cut this short. I'd like to show you more of Lake Koocanusa, Libby Dam, the surrounding area, and I'm going to get to it eventually. But right now, I got to beat the weather home because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get wet. And I've got 2 drones and a lot of camera equipment in the back of old BenJee over there. And plus, you know, I just don't want to get too saturated because it'll get real cold on the way home if I do. So I don't know, gonna head out of here. Thanks for coming along for this short little video and kind of seeing the sights and sounds. I think BenJee's gonna turn into my new chauffeur for land excursions and showing anybody that's interested this little gem we call Northwest Montana, Lincoln County. It is a masterpiece. In the meantime, hey, come and see Libby Dam. It's just right there. You know, take a tour. It's awesome. It's an absolute engineering marvel. The statistics they'll throw at you in that thing, blow your dang mind, I tell you what. That structure is why I live here today. My parents moved here to work on that in 1968. So there you go. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm gonna jump in that old brown Jeep over there and go home before we get wet or blown off this cliff. One of the two.